I'm back. This is the next day because I took a break. My phone died. I'd ordered a phone charger from a local parts store and it took them like 3 hours to get it to me yesterday. It's ridiculous. But I think I was chasing the wrong wire. Found out, I think I mentioned this before, that this one only had, this purple wire only had like 2 volts on it. Let's see something on. There we go. I think something might be on yet. There we go. 2.7. Well, it's actually this purple wire. It feeds this whole thing right here down to the shunt. I didn't know exactly what the shunts were for. Nobody could answer. Like, I even asked some friends that had worked for GM in the 90s, and nobody could answer this. And then I found online on an old forum that the shunts were used to connect 2 different rails together in the fuse box. So this feeds down here. The shunt is low resistance, and they said that it's used to protect from high current draw circuits and or over voltage issues. And then the shunt comes over here and it feeds this side, because if you look, we have 2 volts on this, and if I take the horn out, you will see we'll have 2.42 here, and then I think it reads 12 on this side for some reason. But yeah, if we remove the shunt, we won't have any voltage down here. And when I was looking at the back, it makes sense because the shunt rail ends right here. Let me zoom in. Right there's the end of the shunt. That's the end of the shunt right there, and then it goes to the other side, and then it feeds the bottom fuses. See how they're separated? It is weird. A wiring diagram or a diagram of the fuse box would have helped with that, but it seems like nobody has a diagram for this. Not even Winnabago. But I'll pull that shunt out and I'll show you guys how the shunt works. I'll be back. So guys, I thought that this like random 11 volts that's on here, like that can even carry any current as soon as you put any load to it. Like I could ground this right now and it won't even do anything because it must be like one wire barely touching or something backfeeding the circuit. I had thought it was the ignition switch before because it went up to the red switch and that's where I traced the wire earlier, but then I found out I just took all the loom off. Well, not loom, but tape, and both the wires go right here. There's 2 wires. So this actually goes somewhere else too. I thought it just went to the switch. So I'm going to trace that wire too and see where it goes, because I think we might have 2 problems here. I think the purple wire is probably damaged. I guess goes to the battery because that's what it's labeled, and that red wire. So I'll be back once I get that unbolted under there. So that red wire, this top one, I followed it. It goes down behind the steering column. It's up there. You can see where some of the loom is damaged, but it doesn't look like any of the wires are damaged. Followed that It goes next to the motor. And I was using my ECT3000 and following the wire like that. And it comes over to here. And down there we get a signal. And then coming up here, nothing. Oh, wait, do we get something? I have the sensitivity turned all the way up. Let's see. Yeah, we get it down there. And then it seems to stop. Like, I don't get anything on it. Oh yeah, we do get it on this side now. Yeah, that wire goes way down in there. We don't get anything on this side though. So I wonder if it branches off somewhere under there. I'm probably gonna drop this. This is kind of ridiculous, but I guess I'll see if I can get to any of the wires down there, because all these over here are heavy and that wire is not that heavy, so I'm thinking it has to go to something. I wonder if we can bend this up a little bit and see better. There's so many spots on here where the wire could be damaged because the loom is like pinched, or wires are like zip tied to sharp edges. So I'm gonna see if I can get some of that loom off and see if the wire changes size or gets spliced in somewhere. I traced the wire to here. So far it seems to be intact. I have the light switch on, and I've used my power probe, and I add power to this. You'll see the lights come on. Turn them on and off with this. They'll stay on if I leave it on. So wires broke from here to wherever. Keep tracing it, and we still have like, what is it? It was saying like 9 volts on here. Oh, I still have the switch on. There you go. We got like 9 volts, so I hope I don't have to remove this. I'll see if I can follow it. Take the air cleaner off so that I could try to see why we got so many wires over here, and then by the time we get over here we have like half the wires. And there's some acorns in the intake, but look at that. I can't believe this ran. He actually drove it here. He drove it like 15 miles. I don't know how it was breathing, but I guess you really don't need a filter if you got that. Sure this ain't the last rodent infestation that we'll find. Probably have to get the shop vac out here. Yep. Well, let's see if I can figure out where that wire goes. Sure if you guys will be able to see it, but let's see. There's the wire runs straight down the front of the engine. Probably not going to be able to see it. I had to reach my hand in the front. Let's see if we can go on this side. But that loom goes goes around in front of, I guess this is an air pump, and then goes straight down the front of the block with, I guess, the power wire for the alternator. I mean, for the starter. And it just goes straight down. It's in this like hard, smooth plastic loom. So I guess I'll have to go underneath the truck, because I'm assuming that's where our wire is going. That's our red wire that has the like ghost voltage on it. So I'll be back. I found. So we have this wire. Let me turn the flashlight on. So we have this wire. I'll bet you that's our red wire right there. That goes into this little black wire. I don't know if this is a fusible link. Look at that. It's all green up there. I'm wondering if that's our issue. I'd kind of put money on that being our issue. I don't know if this is like a fusible link or what, but that's really green and crusty up there. And it looks like it might have been rubbing on that bolt. So I'm gonna go get some safety glasses because this thing's so rusty, and we'll see if we can fix this. I was undoing the tape over here to look at this connection, and this end had just broke off. Look at that. That was probably the issue. So I got the power probe hooked up on this wire. We'll go up top and we'll see. We'll see if that was our issue. Let's see. Oh look, we got lights now. I wonder if our radio and stuff work. Let's see. Put the keys back in. So what is our radio doesn't work. We got that. Oh, you know what? I undid this wire. Let's see if that feeds the battery. Oh, there we go. So I wonder if something was backfeeding that battery wire, if that was like if that's just supposed to be like a memory line or something. Yeah, like the radio was backfeeding that. 'Cause now the radio works. We got our fans. Let's see what else didn't work. Our dome light didn't work before. Dome light works. I think we might have fixed it. I think that might have been the only issue. We uncovered a lot of stuff on the way. But we did this with some pretty basic tools. So I'll get this cleaned up, and then I'll report back. And I'll also shop back this. So, see you guys in a couple minutes. So guys, I put liquid electrical tape on all the spots that I pierced. Kind of ran different wires. It dripped off the end, but got that done here. Over here, I even fixed that one because that one was like chafed, and fixed those. So all the spots that I did up here, I got it all cleaned out. So I'll tape this all back up. I'll put it back together. So guys, I got the inside all cleaned up. Got that cover put back on. It's all clean down here. Can't really tell that I was in there. disconnected the battery, so I can fix the wire underneath. That's all. I made sure the switch was off inside. And that's what I found. So this other wire was just twisted together before. I kind of think this side was just twisted together too. But you can see that wasn't even soldered or heat shrink. They just had tape wrapped around there. So yeah, I can't believe somebody did that. Wonder how hot this thing was getting. So I'm sure there was a bad connection for a while. So I'm gonna fix this, see if we find anything else exciting up there by the starter. I used one of these solder heat shrink butt connectors, but because it got a little hot and split open a little bit there. It's solid now. This is a fusible link, so I was trying to limit how much I cut back on this. I'm surprised how much smaller it is in the red wire, but I'll put some liquid electrical tape over that. I was gonna solder it at normal heat shrink, but I didn't know if I could do that with the wire with the condition it's in. But I'll get this bolted up and I'll liquid electrical tape it. Guys, got that liquid electrical tape, got it all bolted down. Guess we'll go see if it works. Oh, our lights work. Dome light. Here are four ways. I mean, not our four ways, but high beams. Hazards work. Let's see, turn the key on. Fan works. The radio works. And everything seems to work on accessory. Let's see if this will start. Check our lights outside. Oh, look at that, everything's working. Now I guess the only thing that we're going to have to fix is this coolant leak. But if anybody was wondering why I didn't run a new wire, the reason is because I don't want to be liable if something happens if I don't have to run a new wire. Because if something happens and the wire ends up shorting out or rubbing on something that I ran and then they get in an accident, somebody gets hurt, I don't want that coming back on me. I'd rather just spend more time and find out why it's damaged and repair it where it's damaged. But here we go, we fixed this one without a wiring diagram. Some pretty simple tools. See you guys later.